I was literally using a walker full time because of this debilitating disease that I've suffered with for most of my life called Ankylosing Spondylitis. I had severe joint pain in my hips, my back, my neck, and even in my sternum. Those of you that are on the call, if you could try to be as quiet as... Okay, there we go. That will work. And so what happened was I was desperate. I could hardly function. My business was struggling because of my health issues. I have a family of 4 kids. My wife was on depression medication because of our financial issues. We were a mess. Things were just falling apart in our lives, and it was truly an answer to prayer when this good friend of ours came into my office, actually, and shared with me the opportunity of Relive. But more importantly for me, he shared with me these amazing products. He was making an incredible income with this business, and I was very impressed with that because I've worked with him for a number of years. He was a general contractor. I did a lot of work for him over the years and really enjoyed working with him. He was a man of total integrity. And I think that's a very important element to be aware of as a business. If you reflect integrity, people will listen to you and believe you, that you're sincere and that you're telling them things that really are making a difference in people's lives. And that's what he told me, and I truly did believe him because of his integrity. And I knew that him and his wife and family had been taking these products and had had great results with it. I'd never heard of the product before. And so it was a no-brainer to me. I needed to try this and see if it could help me in any way. And I told him if it did, definitely I would want to get involved in the business. I got pretty excited about a business, really, that I would actually get paid for doing something that would change people's lives if this truly was going to turn my life around. I was on the maximum dosage of all the medications my doctors could offer me at the time. There was nothing more that they could give me, actually. And my doctors had actually told me, you know, with a frown on their face, basically, that the drugs were probably going to kill me faster than the disease. And I didn't realize this, but the drugs had plummeted me also into a deep depression. I had really lost the will to live. I didn't want to live any longer. That I want you to really fully understand and appreciate where I was at when Relive was introduced to us. And so when he introduced these products to me, I was not a happy camper also. In fact, initially I turned him down because I didn't have any money. I didn't want to invest in some powder in a can. I had tried a lot of nutritional products over the years with no success, and I knew he was genuinely had success with it. I believed him, but I just didn't have the money, and I didn't think with my unique disease that this would do anything for me. But that night, and my pain and agony, all I could think about was, you know, it was interesting the timing of him coming into my office. And I've lived long enough in life to realize that there's a reason for everything that happens in life. And so I called him up the next morning and told him, I'll try a 30-day supply of your product, because he told me I had a money-back guarantee in 30 days. I knew I could convince my sweetheart that it would be okay to invest into this product because we'd get our money back if it didn't help me. And so that's what I did. I got a month supply of the product. I just got the basic nutrition, and I just started taking it twice a day like it said on the label, just for maintenance purposes. I knew I probably would have needed a lot more product, but I just wanted to test the product out initially and see what it would do for me. And sure enough, in about 3 weeks, I started to notice a drop in pain. I got very excited. Actually, at the end of those 3 weeks, I literally slept through an entire night for the first time as long as I can remember. And normally I sleep in an easy chair next to our bed because my hips were so bad I couldn't lay flat in a bed. So this was a victory for us. In fact, both my wife and I'll never forget it. My wife and I laid in bed that morning and literally cried like babies because of what had happened. It was pretty exciting. And so I called my friend up and I said, this is a no-brainer. I want to get some more of this product and see what it can do in the next few more months. And fortunately for me, him as a distributor, he was doing his homework, and he did research around the Relive world and tracked down a man that had ankylosing spondylitis, just like me, that had been taking the Relive products for about 7 years. got his phone number, called him up, put him on the line with me, and we talked for about a half hour on the phone. It was phenomenal. He had unbelievable success with these products. And for the first time in 40 years, my wife and I had hope back into our life. And so we started taking these products very aggressively. And to make a long story short, I apologize for rattling on here, but you can understand how passionate I am.
Absolutely.
Within 10 months on these products, I had successfully weaned myself off all of my medications. My inflammation that I had suffered with all my life had dropped to normal levels for the first time in 40 years. I was walking on my own again. I was standing up straight and tall. People that knew me and were clients of mine didn't even recognize me. They were just totally blown away. And so you can understand, for us, we came in at the distributor at the highest level as a master affiliate. And those that don't know what that is, you want to talk to your sponsor or who got you on this call to understand what that is. But we got so that we could be at the highest profit margin with the business and get a lot of product that I definitely needed to get back on my feet. And it was just absolutely amazing because everybody that I knew were calling me, asking me, hey, I want to try some of that powder you've got because we can see it's working for you. And so that's the power of Relive. It's the reality. It works. And so it's easy to be able to connect people with other people that are having results with their issues. And that's what people want to hear. They want to hear from real people, not a recording all the time. And, recordings are helpful, but to be able to interact with a real person on the phone and ask them questions and how they take it and did they suffer with this, they have these kinds of aches and pains and all of those things, that interaction was everything to me. And it really sold me on the business, it sold me on the products, and we just went nuts. Within about less than 2 years, both my wife and I reached ambassador level with the company. We changed a lot of people's lives. The money, it was wonderful. But more importantly, I want people to know here on the call that the real paycheck is being able to change people's lives with these products. And and that's really what keeps driving me forward with Relive. And that's my story.
Well, Larry, I'm sure everybody can feel that. They can hear it in your voice, they can feel it in your heart, and that's what makes Relive people very special, is because that is what happens to all of us that stick with Relive and grow a Relive business and impact the lives of other people. And you've sure done that. And we're really grateful that you've taken the time to come on this call, and I know that you're driving, so you probably need to get back to the wheel, concentrate on your driving, but we're really grateful to hear your story. Thank you so much for sharing for us. And as I said at the beginning, we've got two ambassadors on this call, so we've got bookends. We've got you at the beginning, and we'll have Nadia and Andy at the end. So it's going to be a great call. And I know you'll probably miss the rest of it, so if you do want to catch it up, it's week 58 if you do want to listen to the recording. Okay?
Thank you for that.
Thanks so much, Larry, and I'm sorry about the hiccups at the beginning.
Oh, that's okay. I understand.
Okay. You're most welcome. Bye-bye. Well, that's some great story, but everybody's story is amazing. Whatever happens to people start these products at different times in their lives. And our next speaker is Dakota from Ohio, and Dakota, you started these products quite young. Would you like to share with everybody just what happened for you, just where you were in your life and what these products have done for you?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. So, as you said, my name's Dakota. I'm actually here in Iowa. It's one of the middle states. You were close.
Oh, sorry, Iowa. I'm not Ohio.
No problem. It's in there somewhere. And I am 20 now. When I was 9 years old, I was diagnosed with celiac disease. It's an autoimmune disease that affects the small intestine. And basically every time I had anything that had gluten in it, so anything with wheat, rye, oats, barley, or spelt, which is a lot of food, I would get very sick. I would have horrible diarrhea, cramping. I would be exhausted and sweaty and pale. That episode could last for, an hour or more. And in addition to that, there were bigger issues from that. I wasn't absorbing the nutrients that I needed because my body was being injured in my small intestine there. So I couldn't absorb those nutrients, and I was small for my age. I was anemic. I had dark circles under my eyes. I had some over-emotionality, things like that. So I had all of these issues going on, and that was me at 9. And then when I was diagnosed, we went on the gluten-free diet, and it was very strict. We read all the labels. We made sure everything was cooked separately. We did everything right, but I was still so sensitive that I was getting, the tiniest infractions of gluten in my diet, and I was still getting sick very often, several times a week, having that diarrhea and cramping and all of that. So the best we could do wasn't good enough. I was still getting sick. When I was about 11, my mom found Relive. Actually, a friend of hers told her about it, and she had incredible results with a whiplash injury that she'd been suffering with for 15 years from an old car accident. And when she started seeing her results, she said, wow, okay, we better get everybody on this. So she started the whole family on it. And so I started on it, and we were hoping that it would help with the anemia, maybe some things like that, but we weren't expecting to see a whole lot with the celiac disease. But to our surprise, after about 3 months on the product, it was sort of a slow start, but we started realizing that those celiac attacks were fewer and farther between. And right about that 3-month mark, we kind of had proof of that when I accidentally ate an entire bowl of the wrong kind of soup. And we were like, oh no, she's going to be so sick, we'll have to stay home tomorrow and all of this and make sure we still have bathrooms and things like that. And I'm going to feel terrible. And nothing happened. And that was pretty incredible. So it's been that way ever since. I still eat gluten-free because you can be doing damage in the long run even if you're not having symptoms. But if I accidentally, eat the wrong bagel in the dining hall at my school, I just take an extra shake and I'm fine. Things like that. So it's really, really wonderful. I'm a normal, healthy weight. I am athletic. I work out. I use the products for muscle recovery and things like that. And my blood work is awesome. I can give blood and platelets, things like that. It's just been absolutely wonderful, and my health is a way that we would not have expected. I have a quality of life that we did not anticipate me having. So that's been really, really wonderful. So I run into people who need these products and have to tell them because I have a thing that could help them. So I've been sharing it very part-time around school, just with people who sort of come along with something they need help with. And that's been really rewarding, just getting a few friends and family started on it. So I'll keep doing that because I'm going to keep running into people who need this. So it's something that I know I'll be sharing forever. So.
Wow. That is amazing, Dakota. I mean, I'm so glad that your mum found Relive when you were so young because you've had the benefit right from then. I mean, can you imagine how, if you'd not found it till now, how bad things would have been for you, even worse than they were. It's wonderful to hear those results, and you just keep taking those shakes and talking about it. It's the best thing you can do. What a lovely way to live your life. Thank you so much for sharing.
Absolutely.
Well, now, I'm going to go to our next speaker, who's Gail from Michigan. Gail, you weren't quite so lucky as Dakota because I know that you also had celiac disease, but you had some other issues caused by the medications that you were put on. So would you like to share with everybody just how you were and how I know you are now? So life certainly changed for you.
Yes, it certainly has. Praise the Lord. Yes, I'm Gail from Michigan, and I, too, was diagnosed with Crohn's disease at age 11. I'm now close to 60. I spent much of my life, I didn't know about celiac disease or gluten sensitivity back then. I spent much of my life in a hospital. My favorite food was Italian food. And once I eliminated dairy and gluten from my diet, I never had a problem with my bowels. However, due to all the medications and experimental drugs that were used on me during the course of over 40 years, I had a near-death experience in 2007. And what that left me with was having to eat every hour, on the hour. That's waking up to eat, never sleeping through the night. And part of that was due to what they did is they did a resection. My small intestine with celiac disease, as we had just learned from a previous speaker, is malabsorption. And they had taken out 18 inches of my small intestine. So I, too, no matter what I ate, could not absorb proper nutrients. At any rate, I knew I couldn't have gluten. I knew I couldn't have dairy. But I sprouted everything. I have not eaten out since 2007 anywhere, and still could not get the proper nutrition my body needed. And all I ate was organic. And it wasn't until 2013 that a friend had introduced to a friend who was taking Relive and spent the time. I'm so grateful for this person that has come into my life, and actually it's Joni Schwartz. And without Relive, I don't know where I'd be today because I had developed severe cardio problems, never being able to sleep through the night for many, many years due to having to eat every hour on the hour. The epiphany came recently. Part of the medications that were used on me had caused severe musculoskeletal problems where I could not sit. It took me 4 years to learn how to sit. But I still had severe pain as a result of all the meds. Well, just a month ago, I was able to sit through an entire movie in a theater, which I've never been able to do in the last almost 8 years. This has just been mind-changing, mind-blowing, and it's something I can't help but also my wall of encouragement for people is just if you take the products and take them consistently and continue to take them, they will absolutely help any and all people. And I've been on product a year and a half now. I'm a work in progress. But from where I was even a year ago, there's no comparison. I will always be sharing these products, always be taking these products. And I'm so grateful that somebody took the time to explain how these products work.
Well, there you are. You're the proof of the pudding. You definitely, you just keep taking those shakes, Gail, and your life is just going to get better and better. Thank you so much for sharing for us today, and I'm delighted that you managed to see that movie right through.
Thank you so much.
That's what we call life-changing experiences. You know, if you're listening on this call and you're wondering, well, how can all this be true? These are just real people. These are just real people who've had real experiences through taking this product. Relive doesn't make any claims for cures. We don't suggest that diagnose anything or suggest that anything is going to happen in particular. But it is absolutely amazing when you put the right fuel in your body, just what happens for you. And, you know, we've just heard that it's happened all over America. But now I'm going to take you to Austria because there are two delightful people on this call who have not only had great results with the products over there in Austria, but also with the business opportunity. And I'm absolutely delighted to introduce Nadia and Andy Reinhold from Austria. They're Presidential Bronze Ambassadors. And what that really means is they've helped out a lot of people in their time in Relive. So, Nadia and Andy, I'm going to hand over to you and let you just share your stories for now. And then maybe I'll have a couple of questions for you. Are you there, Nadia?
Hello, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, perfect.
Hi, this is Andy. Hi.
Hi, Andy.
So it's a pleasure for us to share.
Just share your health stories and then your business story, and you can do bits each. It doesn't matter which way around you want to share.
Okay. So I'm going to start because I'm the one who's guilty for everything concerning Relive. Well, I'm 35 years old. I'm married. We have 2 kids. And we live in Austria, in a very picturesque region of Austria. And when I first heard about Relive a few years ago, I was so super skeptical because I thought it's just one of all these nutrition and supplement companies I already knew, and I couldn't imagine that there is something special about Relive. But after a while, I was listening to a few stories. And as you can imagine, when I was listening to the stories, I got very curious about that stuff. Mm-hmm. And I saw that it's really used for very severe disease, for autoimmune disease. And I thought if this helps for these kind of things, probably this can help me too. And that was the reason, to be honest, why I started to get on the product, and I tried it for myself. At this time, I suffered from a postnatal depression for 2 years after giving birth to my first boy, and I was in not a good health status. I felt very frustrated because I was without energy, tired all the time. I had no nerves for nobody. It was not very funny for my family either, I guess. I had the feeling that I'm going to lose control of my life, and this was an awful situation for me. And so when I started with the product, I was so surprised that after only 3 weeks, something was going on in my body. And I realized that I'm getting more energy, much more energy. I could do more. I started to feel a kind of joy again while doing things. And this was the most special thing about it. I was getting back control of my life, and I really appreciated that a lot. After that, I decided that my husband has to take this product. I forced him a little bit, but I think he should share it.
Okay.
Yeah, my wife forced me to take the product, as she already mentioned. I didn't like to, but I had to. At this time, I was always thinking that I was as healthy as I could be. I didn't realize all the problems I had in my body going on because I tried to ignore them. So I had to start the product, and I didn't realize any changes in my body for more than 4 months. But after 4.5 months, from one day to the other, my knee pain was gone. And I have to say that I had this severe knee pain for more than 20 years because, there was something going on in my body, and I have arthrosis in both knees for more than 20 years. When I was 12 years old, I could not normally walk up the stairs. I was like a four-wheeler, on every floor to go up because it was not possible another way for me. So it was really a severe knee pain I had. I was used to, and after 4.5 months, the knee pain was gone. And the best thing, it never came back. So now I'm able to do things, even more than other people can do. Sometimes last year I repaired the roof of our house on my own. So this is really hard work for the knee especially, and this was able without knee pain. And I also had severe migraines, very severe headaches, very often, so at least once a week. And my last headache, because of all these problems in my body, I think I had 3 years ago, and I'm taking the product now for 4.5 years. So now I love this product, and I'm happy to get the shakes.
So Nadia doesn't have to force you anymore, Andy.
No, not really.
Fortunately not.
Now, I know that your son has had some great results too. Would you like to, one of you, share that?
Yes, for sure. This was the reason, to be honest, why we decided that we have to talk about Relief, because there was something, as you already heard, some things going on that made us very happy. But after all, it happened that our youngest son, Samuel, started to have epileptic seizures. And at this moment, I was, a little bit without hope. I felt a little bit desperate because this is not only a cold. You need medication for that. We had to be in hospital and stuff like that. And this was the moment where I realized that perhaps Relief could be the answer for that too. And I was really looking for people that could share stories with epileptic seizures, and I found them. That's the reason why I'm so happy about that system Relief is working with, that you can talk to people, that people are ready to share their experiences, because this was the solution for our son Samuel. We found the right doses to give him the product, and he's now absolutely seizure-free for a few years. We don't need any medication, and I'm so thankful, I can't tell you, that we can live a normal life.
Wow, Nadia. I mean, it's one thing to get great results yourself. You know, we can all, as adults, we get results, but when children get results, we know it's real because they don't fake things. You know, they're either sick or they're well. So that is great. Now, I know that you didn't keep this to yourselves. You did start to share with people. Would you like to share with everyone just how your business grew?
Yes, it started very easily because I had the feeling I have to talk about that, and I felt forced to talk about our results. I couldn't keep my mouth shut, as my husband always says. And the first thing I realized was that it is a very good quality of work that you have in Relive, because people appreciate what you do. It feels very good. You get a recognition for what you do. You get thank yous. And this was something I didn't know from other jobs, and so this was something I really loved about doing Relive. And I decided in the beginning to do Relive for about half an hour because my kids were very small and I didn't have that much time. But I said, okay, I do that very disciplined, very regularly, and I decided that I do it every day. I want to help people each day half an hour. After about a year, spending half an hour, later an hour, then 2 hours per day, after 1 year, I earned about 1,500 euros with Relive monthly. And this was the point where my husband was getting very curious, because he said, okay, that's not that kind of little housewifey business I thought it is. This has to be something special. Perhaps this could be our solution. Also in the financial point, this could be our getting out of the rat race. And yeah, I think he should share his thoughts.
Okay.
I was never employed. I always had ran my own company, small one, but not in order to getting rich, but to have more time for the family and for sure to have a kind of freedom. But this is not the way it worked for us, or especially for me. The customers decided when I had to work. There were times of the year normally I had to work 12 or 14 hours a day, and there were times of the year I didn't know what to do. So it was not the dream I had. It was not the work I wanted to have. So it was not fulfilling, you know. And when I saw what Nadia was doing, and after this year, she got from the company as a thank you the trip for both of us to America to have a look at Relive, at the company. We attended the international conference, and I had the pleasure to talk to really successful people in Relive, people doing the business for 20 years. And I was asking them why they are doing the business, how they do it, and I recognized they were doing the same things Nadia already did. And so, we decided to give Relive a chance for our family, to become our family income. We worked together from this point on, and after another 5 months, we reached this level we already heard today, this ambassador level, and since then we are able to live on what really pays us for what we love to do, because we share with people what we love, what we are excited about, and now we have this freedom I always dreamt of. Now we can decide how much we want to work. Of course, everybody has to work, and it's work for sure, but very special one, because we are hanging around with people we love, with sympathetic people. We can work together as a family, and we have a lot of time freedom. We can share a lot of things with our boys, we can travel together. And for me as a family dad, it's very important that at the end of the month, sometimes we can save more money than before I was earning. So now it's really good for us, and that you only can imagine in Austria you can live very good on what we normally earn. We had months with over 9,000 euros. So this is in Austria quite a good income, and not very normal. And so, for us it's the best combination. We have a lot of time. We have this incredible results with our customers, with our distributors. And to get paid for it that well, for us the best combination. We will definitely never stop doing this business.
I know, and you're just going to go from strength to strength. You are a wonderful couple. When you come and do mat schools, and I want to share with people on this call just how inspiring you are. You know, you're just two great people who have taken Relive literally by the hand and just let it lead you where you're going. And I'm just so very proud to have met you. You are just such a good couple for Relive. And I know your business will just grow and grow. So I'd like to thank you so much for sharing for us on this call.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
So that's our call for this evening and for this afternoon in the States.